1865, slavery supposedly was free. Nope. You were emancipated. Emancipate means transfer of property. You were transferred as property. This is what the 13th, 14th Amendment mean. Emancipate literally means transfer of property. Transfer from the plantation to the state. Now you become state's property. Now you're state property. You don't believe me? Look at your driver's license. A lot of you have driver's license. Your driver's license have a member number which belong to the state. More importantly, your birth certificate. Your birth certificate. Cert. The first three numbers. The first three numbers of your SSN matches the state you're born in. If you're from Georgia, more than likely it begins with 258. More than likely. Each state has these numbers to identify your status of property to the state. Emancipation, transfer of property. You went from the plantation to the state, making you state property. The certificate, look up what a cert is. A certificate is certificate, birth certificate with a social security number, links to the state. I'm from Georgia. My first three is 258. Most people from Georgia begins 258. Now, back over here. We're going to go back this way. We're going to go backwards through history. This is my timeline. This is my timeline. Let's put time right here. All right. My children are doing a Zoom learning class right now. This is an adult history Zoom class. Welcome. This is my timeline right here, right? I'm going to erase all this in a second. So if you're just tuning in, I'm going to re-explain this whole process. I know it's kind of quick, but that's how the shit goes. 1576, and we can go beyond that as well. We're talking about the indigenous versus native versus aboriginal, Indians, Africans, slavery, all that hogwash, right? 1865, 13th, 14th Amendment. Why is this date important? Because this is the supposed end of the Civil War. Civil War brings a whole nother conversation on, right? The Civil War also created what we call income tax. Because of the Civil War. We'll put Civ War right here. The Civil War introduced income tax, but that's another subject. 65, 13th, 14th Amendment to the Constitution now creates artificial people, better known as Black, African American, Negroes, colored, etc. These Black people, African Americans, Negroes, colored, etc. are filed as corporate ward status. They're not in their proper person. So if you're not in your proper person, once you go to court, they look at the status of the person. And if they're not in proper person, if you're not in your proper person in court, typically I'm writing like this. Hold on, y'all. A procurator, and it's Latin. A procurator or a prosecutor deals with the person not in proper person. If you're not in your proper person, a procurator deals with you. The court have to establish jurisdiction over the person. The court realized they do have jurisdiction over the person. You have jurisdiction over the person, then you have jurisdiction over the matter. What does this mean? What does jurisdiction over the person, jurisdiction over the matter? Let's take Breonna Taylor for a second. Breonna Taylor, we're all upset that we feel like Breonna Taylor didn't receive proper justice. Well, hindsight, what was Miss Taylor's status? And yes, this is true. You can get upset, get all emotional, but when it comes to dealing with court, and this is just the surface of the shit. I'm giving y'all a quick crash course on it. You know what I mean? But what was the status of Miss Taylor? The court first had to understand if they had jurisdiction over the person, which I'm probably sure the sister identified as Negro, Black, and colored. So they had jurisdiction over the person. jurisdiction over the matter. That means the local city police or county sheriff have jurisdiction over the matter. Probably the police